Okay, so it seems like recently there's been a little bit of a situation going on with Leaflit. Now, if you guys don't know who Leaflit is, obviously she's a very popular VTuber, especially over on Twitter and stuff. She's got a lot of stuff going on, and well, one of the things that have been going on has kind of caused people to get upset, and there to be a lot of backlash towards her way, as well as some people actually giving her support as well. So it's been a pretty mixed bag, and I know my comment section is going to be a very mixed bag, because I know how mixed bag you guys get whenever it comes to AI. And essentially, yeah, Leaflet uploaded this little video showing through what she's kind of working on with this AI VTuber system update, or whatever you want to call it, right? And it says, I also show you how to make a model in real time, essentially being a tool for VTubers to make models and to kind of have them like animated and whatnot. Which again, I think is kind of cool, right? I think that obviously there's a lot of VTubers out there who can't afford a model and whatnot, and people tend to, yeah, kind of, you know, get PNG Tubers and things like that. But of course, this is done using AI, which is the most controversial point, you know, whenever it comes to this post and why people have been so angry with it, right? Because, yeah, you can see here, obviously, they show off like a couple of the animations and things. As you can see, it kind of like moves. And there is like a couple of stutters and things. Obviously, it's still a work in progress, I think. I don't know. So again, yeah, I mean, it kind of just does basic animations. And it's, if you were to ask me, I would say it's more of a kind of upgrade on a PNG tuber model, more so than a fully fledged VTuber model, right? This is not going to be as good as your, like, you know, fully rigged VTuber model. You know, maybe, you know, she'll make some changes that might make it, you know, somewhat closer. But to me, what it seems like is it's like a PNG tuber, but they have some like animation stuff and have some like, you know, movements and have more movements than a PNG tuber. Because usually with a PNG tuber, it's just like mouth open, right? It just kind of mouth open, maybe moves a bit, and that's about it. Whereas this has a lot more kind of dynamic movements using AI and things like that. So again, of course, this has now caused a huge debate over on Twitter, which of course, quote retweets here saying, my state is in a drought right now, a drought warning because of AI. So they're saying essentially they're using up a lot of water. And as I said, you know, a lot of people are very mixed whenever it comes to AI, especially whenever it is like, you know, things like this too. You know, it's a tutorial on how to make yourself a PNG tuber without needing to use AI, without knowing how to draw. Without these issues with the artist, without knowing how to use a program, with a free app, 100% ready free, no fake, in 1 minute or less. It just shows that people who use AI are super lazy. Oh my god, that's so loud. I'm so sorry for that. But essentially, yeah, they go through and show you how you can make your own PNG tuber, right? Obviously, a very, very simple PNG tuber, right? And I think that this isn't a great argument, I would say, in response to this. Like, I understand it is quite easy to make a PNG tuber a lot of the time, but, you know, a lot of people aren't looking for just like a face like this, right? Like, this isn't usually, whenever people say, I want a PNG tuber, they're not usually talking about something like this. They're talking something like this, like an anime, you know, kind of character. So, again, I don't understand that one too much, but, you know, if you were good at art and you could make something like that, then yeah, I think that could be a viable option for you maybe. And I think it is, like, my kind of understanding or opinion on it is that it's just something that, you know, you can choose to use or not choose to use, right? If you don't like AI and you don't want to use it for that, that's totally fine, right? You don't have to use the system, and there are still many other options out there whenever it comes to, you know, PNG tubing, getting a VTuber model, right? There's many free options now as well, which allow people to get started for free, because VTubing can be a very expensive, you know, hobby, right? Or even job for some people. And I think that with the AI one, if you're not like against AI or anything like that, it does kind of provide a, you know, I would say a more interactive PNG model that maybe might interest someone, right? I think that is 100%, you know, something that maybe some people would be interested in. But of course, it's all down to your kind of own personal stances on AI itself, right? And yeah, I mean, as I said, it's just down to the VTuber, it's down to the person. But, you know, they make it very clear that it is, you know, using AI. It's not just like, there's been a lot of dramas in the past of people like deceiving people saying it's not AI and whatever. But no, they're very clear about it. It's just yeah, whether people want to use it or not. But of course, you know, people will get mad at it anyways, so they hate this. There are hundreds of free VTuber models and assets out there made by artists. You do not need to AI to be a VTuber, which is true. I think that, you know, there is this, you know, there is many options out there to not use AI, right? You know, if you don't want to use AI and you're very against that, and, you know, it would be your very last choice, if not, maybe you wouldn't even consider it a choice, then yes, you know, you're going to be able to get a model, you're going to be able to do it for free. Now, is it going to be the most customizable model? Is it going to be the most crazy thing you've ever seen? No, of course not, because it's free, right? And you're going to, there's going to be a lot of similarities to other VTubers out there. And to kind of get that own personal identity, a lot of people like to commission, obviously, yeah, their own custom models, and they like to do it quite early on to kind of establish their brand, right? And, you know, maybe some people might lean more towards this tool to kind of help them with that, because you can create characters that are much more unique, right? But obviously, yeah, so saying to everyone getting upset at the leaflet doing a service for VTubing, F off. Saying, no, this is gross, and literally a slap in the face to artists everywhere who make customizable models / cheap pre-made models to use. If I see any of my mutuals using this, I'm blocking you. Saying, screw you and screw Gen AI. This is a spit in the face to all artists that bully the community that you are a part of, supposedly a part of. And yeah, obviously, I think it is kind of, you know, more so controversial due to the fact of it's the VTubing community too. VTubing is a very heavily artist run. You know, a lot of people, you know, are very behind artists and hire artists and whatnot. So again, that is also why there is much, you know, bigger backlash to this than maybe it would be in another community. So I think that's also something important to kind of mention there. You know, the VTubing community and their togetherness with artists is much greater than many other spaces. So that is why there's also been a lot of backlash. But as I said, I think it's just more down to the personal opinion of someone, right? Because, you know, at the end of the day, this you know, tool will, I don't know if it is available right now. They do promote their other stuff. Yeah, they promote their TTRPG there. I don't know if this is available or not. It might be. Just to kind of add in here as well, there was another post which actually had bookmark 2, which is yeah, literally talking about, you know, what the plan is for this. And yeah, it seems like Leaflit says that she's making a program that is a bridge between PNG tubing and live 2D, which is kind of what we surmised already, right? And it isn't supposed to be like a full-on VTuber thing. It's supposed to be more PNG tubing. And apparently it's called Adventurer. You can make a model in less than 30 minutes and add new emotes in less than 5. So it seems like it's not out, by the way. Obviously, I was a little bit confused about when it's not out. I can't find any links, and obviously she says that she's making it, so that would kind of imply that it's still a work in progress. But yeah, I mean, it's very, very interesting. And there's been a lot of creators as well, which I haven't talked about too, like Banana Juju saying Leaf is working at magic, as well as some like Powdur saying, I wonder if every artist mad at this has delivered comms on time, treated their clients respectfully, and priced their products fairly, which obviously she's going into the whole argument of, you know, people use AI and whatever for these kind of things because they don't like the spontaneity of a real artist, right? You know, whenever you do a commission or things like that, right? They don't like, you know, maybe there's like a delay and people dislike that, so they just go to AI, which, yeah, I mean, that's just a point that she brings up there. Obviously, Banana Juju again saying, thank you for letting me try it out. So it seems like, yeah, she has tried it out as well. So some people have been getting a little go at it too. So yeah, very, very interesting. But again, whether it's available or not, if it becomes available, if it is available, you know, I think it's one of these things where, yeah, like some people are going to use it, right? Some people are going to, you know, get their hands on it. Some people are going to want to, you know, use AI to push it forwards. And if you're not one of those people, that's also okay, right? I think there's 100% understandable reasons as to why people don't like AI. I think a lot of people, you know, and I think many people in the pro AI kind of space would, you know, they wouldn't mind a lot of people being anti-AI if it wasn't so, you know, obviously, you know, people going after them and stuff like that, right? Like if you didn't want to use it, but you didn't care if other people used it, I think that's, you know, fair enough. But of course, you know, many people, many different opinions. It's kind of hard to, you know, pinpoint it down to one. But yeah, obviously that's about all there is for this situation. I just kind of wanted to cover it because, again, I thought it was pretty interesting. Yeah, as I said, if you want to use it, you could use it. If you don't want to use it, you don't have to use it. I think that's fine. There's many options, and I think it just gives another option to other people. So yeah, I mean, again, it's completely up to you. Yeah, on like a personal level. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameClubs, use my code Kazo, get 10% off. Again, they got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.